right before my daughter went into her sleep regression, I got a code for a cool game called Viewfinder, which has long since come out, and many people have already given it a review that it probably deserves. But they're not me, and I'm here now.
Talk about this.
So, Viewfinder follows in a space of what a few games have done recently. Kind of, taking a place where you can augment a puzzle world and kind of have it's mostly a puzzle game, really, more than anything else. Although I didn't do I have not gotten the Polaroid camera to do cool shit like that yet. And so maybe, like I said, this is my first impressions because I've probably played it for about 4 hours, I will say. And maybe even less than that, because those 4 hours, 4 disjointed hours when you're dealing with a child is like an hour and a half if I was 10 years younger. So take it for what it's worth. But that being said, yeah, all this cool shit that you're seeing right here, I haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, I mean, so it has a narrative to it. And if anything, the narrative has felt kind of weak by comparison. It's like, who put this kind of weird narrative in my puzzle game? And so the overarching story is that, like, we're post-apocalyptic. The Earth is dying. It's a barren hellscape. And what you're playing in is a simulation world that people were building as the world was dying. And it was meant to be a paradise, and you're like, the people that built that are already gone, and you're trying to kind of go back in and figure out if there was something that they found working in this simulation world kind of thing. And you're like, okay, that was cool, but now I'm going to do puzzles. And so, I haven't quite hit the meeting point of where that becomes really, really cool. However, literally watching this trailer again, because I did watch this like a moon ago, and I'm kind of like, all right, maybe this is going to pick it back up. It's a slow start, I guess, is where I'm going with it. But the puzzles are all good. It's just that, like, it almost feels like if it was just presented to me as a puzzle game instead of what it's felt like so far, might be a little different. Because a lot of the first 2-3 areas are pretty straightforward and simplistic in what it does. So, but that being said, very atmospheric, which I'm a big fan of. Feels really good to play. Visuals are pop really well, and are a lot of fun. It's enjoyable to be in the world.
Is it as smooth as what they're showing here? Because here it's like, it's very smooth motion to go from, in this view to that view to put a picture up.
Yeah, so like what's really cool is, so the way that the gameplay starts is that you can find pictures in the levels, and then you apply the picture to this kind of view where you take a picture, you apply, and it is like that, which is the coolest part about the whole thing. You take a Polaroid that you just find in the world instead of taking a photo like what they showed in this trailer. So you find a photo, and then you figure out where you have to put it, and then you apply it to the level that you're playing in, and it's instant. And it works flawlessly. The most impressive part about the whole thing, by far.
I think that speed part is what's so important.
Yeah, there is
having
no
to stop and do things kind of takes me out.
So like even that is more of a gap than, like, all of that stuff happens in a second, no questions asked, and it's never failed for me.
Wow, cool. What are you playing this on?
Damn, yeah.
I'm playing this on PC and Steam Deck.
Oh, so how's it function on a Steam Deck?
Perfect, 100%. I turned down the TDP, the wattage for the game, because there's a little bit of overhead. Plays at 60 FPS, no problem. It looks great on the Steam Deck. That was one of the reasons why I was like, I gravitated towards it. So it's staying in my list of things to beat, for sure, because it's just like, it is one of those things where, to its advantage, because it is, it's level based, and the biggest thing is that it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be presented as one. So that's the only drawback, is that it feels like it wasn't designed to be a level based game in some cases, especially considering the narrative that it puts forth. But because it is a level based game, at the end of the day, I can go in, play a puzzle for a quick minute, and then jump back out, and that's okay.
Sure.
There's no broader, expansive thing that I have to get myself involved into and worried about stopping. But yeah, so I mean, it plays with liminal spaces, with liminal views, and that kind of notion of it, and it does a good job. Awesome. So like the first 4 hours, that one photo that we just watched in that trailer, it's not that part that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, sure. The trailer, yeah.
So like where you take a photo and then you draw a bridge, that's most of the first 10 levels or so. Take that concept and apply it to a bunch of different puzzles. Yeah, they throw a photocopier in there, so like you take a photo and then you have to photocopy it so that you can apply it in multiple places. They do a lot of cool things. And I want to get to the rest of the, like, literally rewatching this trailer, so I'd be like, look at all the other cool stuff. I'm like, yeah, I want to see that cool stuff.
Are there multiple ways to solve some of these areas?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Like, no doubt. Like, I haven't like, once I figure it out, I don't really have a reason to go back and do it. But you can apply the Polaroids that you can find in the levels. You can apply wherever you want. There is no limitation. Okay. And if you break it, first of all, there's an achievement for like, you just fucked up and you can't get out of the level now. That's literally an achievement in the game. But
I love it.
Once you basically, every time that you pick up a photo and every time that you apply a photo to the level, it makes a little marker, and then you can rewind to those points.
Oh, cool.
So if you screw yourself out of the solution, you just go bloop, and it just takes you backwards, and you have to, if you picked up an item or something like that, you have to redo that portion of it, but you're not permanently locked out of a solution in any situation. So Viewfinder is really good.